We are here at Alternate Mortgage. I'm here with Claire Weichel. And Claire, it's always a pleasure to get together, but let's start out by talking about what's happening with Alternate Mortgage and the progression of mortgages, because lots going on here. Tell us a little bit about what's happening with Alternate Mortgage. Bring us up to speed.
Okay, well, let me tell you a little bit of history of myself. I'm a Vietnam veteran. After completing my military obligation, I started my career in the lending business. I went to school at nights to get my degree in finance. And over the next 25 years, I worked in the lending business. I did everything from personal loans, mortgage loans, commercial loans, and at one point I even managed a foreclosure portfolio for a large national company. So I think it's fair to say that I know both the ins and outs and both sides of the fences of the lending business. 10 years ago, the last company that I worked for went out of business, and I decided that I'd open up Alternate Mortgage in the basement of my home. That's now been 10 years. We now have 4 mortgage officers and a loan processor, and we find ourselves here at our new location on Cedar Street.
Now let's talk about that new location, because tell us where it's located. You just mentioned Cedar Street, but exactly where is it?
Well, we're at 175 North Cedar Street, behind the Donut Connection as you're turning into Cedar Street Supply.
It's a real easy to find location. You just right on the left as you're coming in here. You know, one of the reasons, obviously, that it's grown like it has is you've helped a lot of people. And, I mean, the next thing you know, you've evolved here. You have to, and there's reasons that you're here because there's a lot of people that need help.
That's true. And some of the reasons that we're here is, number one, as a licensed mortgage broker by the state of Pennsylvania, we have contracts with approximately 60 banks and mortgage companies, and they give us wholesale pricing. So that means our customers get the very best rate that's available. Secondly, there's another advantage to having those connections with the 60 banks and mortgage companies, and that's that we offer a lot more products. We have 100% financing for new home purchases. We have 125% for debt consolidations. We can help people who maybe have blemished credit, perhaps a bankruptcy in the past, or maybe improve their income.
You're basically able to shop for people and find what's best for them. Would you say that's what makes you different than other places, that you're actually looking out for the client?
Absolutely. That's our main concern, is the client. Some of the things we pride ourselves on is that everyone who works here has a minimum of 10 years experience. When you're dealing with us, the loan officer you deal with when you start the mortgage is the same person that's going to hold your hand right through the mortgage process, make it easy for you, and that'll be the same person sitting next to you when you go to the closing table. Another thing that we pride ourselves on is that our service. When you come in and you meet with one of us, we're going to sit down and give you something called a good faith estimate. And that's a summary of your mortgage transaction. What you see that day is what you'll see at your settlement table. No hidden surprises.
What are people most concerned about today? I mean, what are the rates like?
Well, right now our rates have increased. However, it's still a great time to buy a home. We can still get you a 30-year fixed mortgage and have an interest rate under 6%. But what is alarming, and very alarming, is that this year over $1 trillion in mortgages are out there with adjustable rates. And they're going to start adjusting, and it could mean as much as 25 to 30% increase in the monthly payment. Putting that in dollars and cents, a $700 mortgage payment could become over $1,000 next month when you get your statement. So I would urge anyone out there that's listening to this to get their mortgage documents together, pick up the phone, call, ask for myself or one of the other officers, let us sit down, review your documents, and show you how we can put you into a low fixed rate mortgage. So you can go to sleep tonight knowing that next month when you get your statement, your payment's going to be the same as it was last month. Sorry, the other thing I'd like to mention is that anyone out there that does mention that they saw this interview, they close a mortgage with us, at closing we will refund up to $250 of their appraisal fee, which is also another thing to mention, that we have no application fee. There's no obligation. You come down and sit with us, and there's no cost to apply.
Well, that's what I like the best about what you do. First of all, I know you're a very personable person. You really do care about the individual, and you listen, and you're trying to help them for their needs. You know, so now you're talking about adjustable mortgages that are going to change. And, well, how does credit card debt play into all this? How does that, where are we going to end up with that? I mean, suppose somebody has some serious credit card debt.
Well, that's almost as scary as the adjustable rates. I'm hearing figures now that the consumer's carrying as much as $25,000 in credit card debt. If you consider the rates are as high as 28%, just taking on average 20% interest on $25,000, you're paying that credit card company $5,000 a year, and you're not even touching the principal. Those credit cards will never go away. So again, I'd urge anyone out there, pick up the phone, call us, sit down, let us show you what your mortgage possibilities are. And it's pretty simple. Number one, we're going to lower your interest rate by getting rid of the high rate credit cards. That's automatically going to have a second benefit, which is lowering your monthly payment. And there's a third hidden benefit. At the end of the year, when you do your tax return, instead of that money that you threw out the window on the credit cards, you've now got a tax deduction that you can take to your accountant and save money on your federal taxes.
Which makes total sense. Now, you know, what holds people back? Are they afraid to come in for a mortgage? Or maybe they'd say, I don't need one of those. I can just handle my credit cards, and I can just get through the adjustable rates. Maybe they haven't really taken a look at what could happen.
I think that's what it is. They're too busy. Everybody's busy with so many things today. And they say, well, I'll take care of it next month, or I've been comfortable with this. They may not know that there's something much better out there for them.
And that leads us to the next question. How long does it take? How should they plan? I mean, does it take a few weeks these days to process, a month? How long does it take for you to help them out?
Generally speaking, well, immediately within an hour we can tell them exactly what their mortgage possibilities are. The mortgage process takes from 10 to 20 days from start to close.
So somebody who's watching this now, I mean 30 days from now, they could be like saying, wow, what a smart thing I did by calling alternate mortgage.
They sure could. And that's the thing, is they shouldn't wait, especially if they know they have those adjustable rates.
Well, in a final word, let's wrap it up. You know, Claire, tell our audience what you'd like them to be thinking about, what they think about alternate mortgage, where you are now, your new location, invite them in. I mean, it's time to make a decision.
I'd say pick up the phone, call us at 454-4482, no cost or obligation, no application fees, and you're going to deal with every one of our loan officers have a minimum of 10 years experience.
Well, we're at Alternate Mortgage. We're here with Claire Weichel, and we want to encourage you to pick up the phone and find out more about how you can make all those things in your life a lot simpler with a good mortgage through Alternate Mortgage.